Morning, dogs. So Toby Dog and Abby Dog, I must come to accept the fact that one of you is a thief, and nothing makes me angrier than thieves. So here on our farm, we have 2 livestock guardian dogs, and those livestock guardian dogs are working dogs, meaning the dogs on our farm, despite the fact that I love them very much, they all have jobs. And essentially, as the farmer, I've hired them to perform those jobs. But lately, I've noticed a disturbing trend of theft in the workplace. Hey, don't steal that. Ginny, you're not gonna want one of those mushrooms. They've gone bad and they're kind of gross and slimy. Trust me, I know you. So here we have Toby Dog, who's our OG livestock guardian dog. He's about 5 years old. He was the first dog on the farm. And then we have Toby Dog's sidekick, Abby Dog, who's about 3 years old now. And Abby Dog has always been a little bit more mischief than Toby Dog. You know, relatively speaking, Toby Dog was always easier to train, more well-behaved. He didn't have any problems like trying to play too rough with the chickens. But despite some of Abby Dog's earlier woes, she's actually done pretty good, particularly in the last year and a half. And while she does have some behavioral issues, she actually has settled down pretty good, and she fits into the farm much more so than when she first got here. Now, despite the improvements in Abby's behavior, lately I've noticed that she started to pull off a trick that is quite devilish. You see, every night right around sundown is when I feed the dogs. I only feed the dogs once a day because there's actually a lot of veterinary advice that suggests that that's the best thing for the dog. And so every evening I will feed the dogs their bowls of food, which usually consists of a mixture of kibble, and I soak the kibble in the water, and then I'll typically add some sort of topper, whether it be wet dog food or meat or something, like an egg, like I'll put it on top just to like give them a little extra special treat and make sure they enjoy their meal. Now, despite the fact that Toby Dog and Abby Dog overall get along pretty well, the one area that they have had a little friction in the past on is around food, where particularly Abby will try to steal Toby's food and like intimidate him and muscle him out. And so when I feed them in 2 separate parts of the barnyard, and I really try to actually stick around and make sure that I supervise things. But recently I noticed that Abby has started to do the sneakiest thing, and it's a combination of both being awful and brilliant. Here's your food. It's for Lady Abington. Come on, Mr. Toby Dog. Come with me. There you go. That's your food. Yes, that's exactly right. What I have noticed is this. While they're eating, and when Abby Dog thinks I'm not paying attention, she will start barking somewhere in the back pasture over there. And Toby Dog, who's such a good, dutiful puppy dog, he hears that barking and thinks that there's danger on the farm, and he feels like he's being called into action. And if there is trouble brewing on the farm, Toby Dog cannot be taking a dinner break. And so Toby will go run down to where Abby was to investigate and see what's going on. And as soon as he does that, Abby Dog sneaks back and then starts eating the rest of his food. You know, Abby Dog, that behavior is downright criminal, and I think you owe Toby Dog here an apology. I think she knows that I'm actually scolding her a little bit, and that's why she just put her paw in front of her face. What are you doing there, girl? You know, miss, I'm talking to you, and I think you know I'm talking about you, and you're trying to act like you're not doing anything wrong. But both Toby Dog and I know the truth. And because I set up those cameras last night to see what was going on, you guys know the truth too. Release the Quackers! It's actually really warming up here today. It's already 35 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think the high today is supposed to be in the mid-40s. You can actually look around and see around the farm. It's like eerie and foggy looking because there's so much snow on the ground and it's heated up so much. It's getting to be so icy over here by the water that I might have to build some like blocks to make the water buckets stand on because they keep slipping and sliding everywhere. When I just pour the water out, it's not so bad. But when I have to break up big ice chunks because we were having several days in like sub-zero temps, it creates these like big blocks of ice that if I'm not careful, actually just kind of freeze in place here. It can make watering a little trickier, particularly when I have to keep my water buckets in the same exact spot every time so that my watering system works. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I say it's so foggy. Like if you look back there, you can't even see where the permaculture orchard is because it's all fogged out right now. All right, birds, have some kitchen scraps. So you can see Toby Dog, he's out there doing his job right now. Anytime he gets access to a place, he'll just kind of wander around and mark his territory. You know, particularly because we have the woods so close to this side. He just wants to make sure his animals stay safe. And so you'll see him in our videos a lot, just going around and marking the whole perimeter, smelling all the smells, making sure he recognizes all the smells and making sure his animals stay safe. Isn't that right, buddy? Oh, hey, what's that? Uh-oh. One of the downsides about the weather warming up is it looks like Toby Dog has a tick here. So yes, you can get ticks in January on a farm. Why don't you sit? You're not gonna like this, I know. Okay, hang on. Got it. It's a dog tick, and it just clung onto him probably in the last, I don't know, couple of hours. But even in the dead of winter, when you get warm thaws like this, you got to be ready to have ticks around and make sure you can take care of your animals as well as yourself. You know, in the summer months, I'm so used to like constantly checking myself for ticks and doing a full body check every 12 hours just to make sure I don't catch something like Lyme disease. And I got to admit that typically in the winter months, I'm a little bit lax in that behavior, but I think this little tick here that I got off of Toby Dog is a good reminder that you got to be careful still. Hey, buddy. Don't eat me, please. Come on. How's my weirdos doing this morning, huh? What are you doing there, Lavender? Something over there? Huh? Hey, Ginny Barn Cat. Have you made like a little nest for yourself? Is that what's going on here? Both you and Pablo love sleeping in the goat hay. I've noticed it's become a regular trend here. You know? Aw. You're such a sweetheart, you know that? Yes, it's Ginny Barn Cat, the aggressively friendly barn cat here at Goldshaw Farm. Aw, I love you, sweetheart. Oh, Abby, are you looking for attention because Ginny's getting attention? Well, no, you're not getting any. You have to learn to live without that attention, Abby. This right here is Ginny Barn Cat's time to shine. Yeah. There's just something so soothing about petting and interacting with animals. I'm convinced it's very good for your soul. You're messing up the... Hey, I gotta go feed the goats now. Come on. Whoa, would you look at that? Looks like we got a brand new goat here on the farm. It's a little black one right there in the corner. You see it? How the heck did this little goat get into my goat yard with all my other goats? I just don't understand. What happened here? She seems pretty content, but I'll probably have to grab her and move her back to where the other goats like her live and not have her living with these goats. Come on, Goatiotis, come with me. Come on. Come on. There's some pellets. Give you some more hay. Also gotta change out the goat water. Just giving you fresh water. Hang on. Couldn't catch her. I'll keep working on it. How you doing, Lauren? Good to see you, buddy. Lauren and I always seem to match when I'm wearing my winter coat. Yeah. Isn't that right, pal? How's it going, Telemachus? Good to see you, buddy. Barnacus is dropping some raisinets. What you doing there, man? You're making a mess. I'm gonna have to come in and clean it up again. Yeah, you boys are good. Of course, if I want to rescue that chicken, I think I'm going to need to get my fishing net, which is usually the easiest way to catch a bird is by using like a large fishing net. Just remembering where I last put my fishing net, this might be a problem. Don't let anybody tell you that there isn't a downside to being a disorganized ADHD mess sometimes. And I think this right here might be one of them. I usually keep it like right here because it's usually the place where I most likely need to catch birds. But we've had so much snow and that snow's fallen down and now it's piled in there. I wonder if I can get it out. I feel like I'm removing Excalibur from the stone. Nope. That's not going anywhere. I might have to wait a little bit for that to thaw some more before I can get to it, because I'm worried if I pull it too hard, it's just gonna snap right off. So I think at least for the next couple of days, our chicken goat is gonna need to remain a chicken goat until maybe she gets a little hungry and tries to come back over here. Abby just started barking again. I think it was like a crow that just flew over. But a lot of times the birds flying overhead will get the dog's attention too. While Toby Dog is the one who seems to take his job most seriously, Abby is usually the first to bark. And so when it comes to things like the food theft, I think she's taking advantage of that and using it in a mischievous way. And just know that Abby Dog is a very intelligent dog. And so yes, I truly believe she is intentionally trying to trick Toby Dog in order to steal his food. Animal behaviorists can fight me in the comments on that one, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right, now it is time to start pumping water for the cattle. There we go. Okay, you guys want to see your cows? Come on. Inside. Another important thing to do when you get thaws like this is take advantage of them. You know, when we have a deep freeze like we had last week, you have this situation where the ice really builds up in a significant way. As much as you might try to break it up and remove it or melt it, it's still gonna be there. It's not till you get a good thaw like this, you can take all of those big hunks of ice and like pull them out. How's the crew to moo doing this morning? You know, it's getting a little muddy in here even. I don't know, I should probably feed you some fresh hay by the end of the day. But otherwise, you guys look like you're doing pretty good. Hey, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. How's it going there, sweetie? Abby, are you behaving around the coos? Looks like you are. Hey, Amelia. Can I pet you? I'm working on trying to get the Charlet more comfortable with me by basically just staying in their space and like having them around me and having them see that there's no reason to panic around me. Yeah, so far so good. They're also kind of getting used to Abby too, even though, Abby, be careful. I don't want you getting kicked. I don't want a vet bill for that, please. And believe me, that's something I could easily see happening. But yeah, the whole herd's good today. I don't know. There isn't too much to see or do right now. But when I talk about winter farm chores being really easy, you know, I could easily spend 20, 30 minutes each morning just moving my main herd of cattle in the summer months. Sometimes it's even longer than that. I can spend like an hour up there. Here it's like, takes 15 minutes to fill that up and I don't even need to be here while it's filling up. I just set a timer and then I can turn off the water. And yeah, like every 3 or 4 days I'll feed them hay. Hey, hey, hey.